Hello, scholars, and welcome back to Day 2 Writing with Miss Kitchens. I hope that you used all of the tools and strategies that you know yesterday to get your writing readable. Today, we are going to be doing more writing. A little different, but more writing. Before we get started, I want you to understand your learning outcomes. The first outcome will be just as yesterday's outcome. Students will be able to include storytelling words in their stories. Students will be able to use known sight words to make their writing more readable. Students will be able to use vowels to help them spell the middle of words. Students will be able to use tools such as a checklist to guide their writing. You all have all of these tools to help you make your story the best story ever. I want to go over our materials that we will need for today. First, you need to have your writing folder. Then you need to have your writing from yesterday or a new sheet of paper to add on to yesterday's story. You also need to have some vocabulary words around you. So maybe it can be some note cards or a word ring to help you remember those beautiful words that you have in your mind, and just in case you need help spelling them. You also want to be sure to make it so that you're sounding out your words. So always try to start with the beginning sound of a word, like dime. When you are trying to spell a word, you always sound out the word. Excuse me. All right, let's start with writing. Today, we are learning that writers need to write with their own true storytelling words, even though that may be hard work. But Miss Kitchens just gave you some tips on how to make that hard work a little more smarter by keeping your note cards and your word rings near you while you're writing so that you can access those words in a snap. Okay? It helps to tell your story in your storytelling voice to your partner. You want to make sure that you're doing that so that they can be like, wow, look how well they can tell a story. They're using their storytelling voices. Moving forward, you're about to go into your 10 minutes of non-distraction, free write. Here is when you're going to use that storytelling voice, excuse me, and you're going to write down everything that took place in your story. You are the person who knows your story because you went through your story. So get down as much information as possible about your story. I want to say use 2 full lines of storytelling. Make sure that you use your punctuation mark, you have a capital letter at the beginning of your sentence, and you're using lower cases in your writing. Also use that finger if you need to for spacing. You don't want to have all your words crunched up because it's going to be hard for your readers to read what you are trying to write. So this is the time when I'm going to give you the 10 minutes of full writing. Happy writing, little writers. I'll be back with you after the 10-minute mark. Hey scholars, welcome back from your 10 minutes of free write. Now, here is Miss Kitchens' free write about her true story. As you can see, there's a picture of me right there, Miss Kitchens. The picture is describing how I am on a YouTube channel right now, teaching you some writing strategies. So there goes Miss Kitchens waving at you all. And my word says, "Dear scholars, my true story is about how I taught writing on a YouTube channel." As you can see, Miss Kitchens used her capital letters at the beginning of every sentence, and I used lowercase letters within my sentence to make it readable. I also use spacing to make sure that all my words are not jumbled up together. That was very important, and that was very, very intentional. I also want you to be sure to add more information. So this is just the beginning of Miss Kitchen's writing, but best to believe by the time we finish this unit, I'm going to have a whole book about my true story. Now, you are going to continue on with your independent practice with writing. In your independent practice, you will continue working on your true stories, making sure that you use your true story voice and make your true story more engaging. I am now finished with teaching you how to tell your best story using the strategies that we just talked about. Your mission today is to make sure you're telling your story, your full story. I want to see all of those beautiful words that you've learned on that paper. Also, you want to make sure that you are sounding out your words. You all know your sounds now. Get those sounds down on that paper when you are trying to spell. Some questions that partners can ask you are, what happened first? What was the first thing that took place? Oh, that sounds interesting. And what happened next? Wow, that sounds amazing. Then, and lastly, that's what you can do. Definitely have them explain their story in sequential order. Miss Kitchens is done for today with writing of day 2. I am super proud of the writing that you have all been doing. Continue using your rubric to guide your writing. I want you to focus on adding more details to your pictures and your writings. I will see you tomorrow for day 3. Have a great day.